lot of questions that have been asked recently about why Lewis Hamilton moved to Ferrari. But the first question I was asked recently was, why is Ferrari failing? And I'll say this, Ferrari has been failing for quite some time, and the problem is not Lewis Hamilton, it's the internal structure of Ferrari. Ferrari had gone through years of losing their dominance, losing some of their stars, losing some of their technical operatives to other teams, and they've also lost their mojo. They've not really been in good contention or in real contention to be a championship winning team. Over the past 17 years, Ferrari have failed to win a championship. It will be appalling to see Ferrari as the only team that have started with Formula One since the inception in 1950 to still be now, and they are lacking in championship for over 10 years. Recently, we can see in the last 2 years they've come second in the Constructors' Championship, but their drivers have not smelled the Drivers' Championship in the past 5 to 6 years. It means other teams like Mercedes, Red Bull have really done a great job, and recently McLaren had been up there putting everybody out of their misery, telling everybody they are here to stay. Probably next year might be a swing, but Ferrari have really not done a good job to put them in that space frame. Now, recently, a lot of people are saying they need to change the team principle. Why did they sign Lewis Hamilton? A lot of things. Ferrari are trying to rebuild. It's a new year for them. I would say they have been in ruins because of their pride, because of the structures in which they have built that have not favored them, and they've employed a lot of people in there that they need to push out. Recently, they're bringing new people in, trying to restructure the team, which will take time. Restructuring a team is not something that will take a year. It's not something that will take 2 years. It might take 2-3 years, but they need someone that has a championship mentality, that has won championships, that has been up there doing great things, someone like Lewis Hamilton. And they need to also bring somebody that has an understanding, that is not driven by his emotion, someone like Fred Vasseur. And that's why I think Fred Vasseur is the man for the job. If you look at Fred Vasseur's demeanor in interviews, you would know Fred Vasseur knows what he's doing. When you're talking about his drivers, talking about the team, he doesn't take it to heart. He plays around with words. He tells you, oh, this, that, but in his mind, he knows what he wants to achieve. And that will not take him 3 years. You need to employ people that he trusts. And that is why I think he deserves that job. And it should still be in Ferrari. I think I've already convinced you why Ferrari are failing. They built structures over the years that have not been sustainable for them. Now they need to move forward, build a new team, a new structure to succeed. Another question that I've been asked is, why did Ferrari bring in Lewis Hamilton? Ferrari brought in Lewis Hamilton for his championship mentality. 2, Ferrari brought in Lewis Hamilton to make more money. Yeah, why did I say make more money? Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time world champion in F1, is the most recognized face in F1. We saw Max Verstappen growing his bounds and doing great things in F1. He's on that cups, but Lewis Hamilton has shared it all along. He has paid his dues and he's there grooving upon that title, because to me, I think he's one of the best in the world. He's the GOAT of the GOATs. Either you like it or not, he's the GOAT of the GOAT. He's a great driver and he's a great sportsman. He's also somebody that has impacted a lot of lives. And Ferrari bringing him in is also not for just winning or the championship mentality, but also to build a good structure for themselves, to lean into other facets of success, and of Ferrari being able to be part of other things in the world and succeed. And I think that's why they brought him in. And Lewis Hamilton fits perfectly into that key, because in fashion, in drinks, in almost everything he has laid his hand into, he is doing great jobs. Mission 44, carbon footprints, a lot of things like that. And I think with Ferrari's partnership, he's not going to soar high, he's going to take Ferrari into a new level. And we can see that when Lewis Hamilton was announced last year, Ferrari's shares jumped over 11%. They made a whole lot of money, and still this year they're still making money. A lot of new brands, partnerships came up for Ferrari, so they are not losing. It's a win-win situation for the two of them, and that is the right thing they could have done. But as in the experience in which Lewis Hamilton is bringing to the team, Lewis Hamilton is not joking. Yeah, it's not been a good year for him, and for a lot of people that don't know, the car was not built around Lewis Hamilton. It was not built in a way that it would shape his style. Yeah, some people, even Charles Leclerc said, oh, you can drive any car. We've seen people driving cars, and we saw when Oscar Piastri even got to McLaren, the car was not suiting to him. He gave his best, but you cannot see what Oscar Piastri really was. But recently, you can see what Oscar Piastri can do when the car is driven towards 2 drivers. We can see the same situation at Williams, Carlos Sainz and Albon. Carlos Sainz is struggling in that team because he's new. Yes, he wants to deliver. He's putting a lot of his strength, but it will look as if he's doing nothing. And that is the same thing Lewis Hamilton is facing with Ferrari. So a lot of people are not ready to cut him some slack. They are ready to pounce on him. Oh, he's a 7-time world champion. He should just jump into any car and just drive it. Hey, wait, how is that possible? He's not a magician. Even you yourself that drive cars every day, that are into sports, you cannot just jump into a team and not synchronize, understand the team, understand the structures, the dynamics of the team, how it works, marry yourself into the team and do a great team with the team. But Ferrari brought Lewis Hamilton. They believe he can do the job. We believe he can do the job. He's not aged this time. Him criticizing himself, especially in Hungary, does not mean he's useless. But he's grieving. I said it then that he was grieving cryptic words because a lot of things are going down behind. There's nothing he would say that you fans will believe, especially the media. There's nothing he can say to say, oh, it's not me, it's the car. Nobody will believe. But he's saying, oh, it's me. Yeah, put the handcuff on his hand. It's him. He's the one driving the car anyhow. He's the one making the same mistakes. If you believe that, put yourself in his shoes. I'm not here siding Lewis Hamilton or saying, oh, this is wrong, that is wrong. Cut him some slack. Let him work with this team. Let's see what they will be able to do in 2026 and 2027. If he's not now performing, then you can say, oh, Lewis Hamilton, you are not performing. Your best driver on the grid, Max Verstappen, had a lot of struggles. 2016, 17, 18, took his teammate out so many times. Told his team, that car is messed up, that car is fucked, the engine is bad, this is this. Nobody was complaining, all because he was a youth, he was young. Now, he's finding it difficult to drive that Red Bull for the past 2-3 races. Nobody is saying, oh, Max Verstappen is not a good driver. He has been driving that car. No. Cut these guys some slack. He's the only black driver on the grid. A lot of things are against him, a lot of odds. What do you want him to do? And I see a lot of black people coming out saying that, where do we learn this from? When we should be correcting those people that are against him. This is looking like a black and white game. And it doesn't make sense. Next question is, as Ferrari bet paid off on Lewis Hamilton, I think you cannot know now if Ferrari's bet has paid off on Lewis Hamilton. It will take time. It will take a year, 2, 3, 4 years. Lewis Hamilton jumped into Mercedes in 2013 and the success was not immediate. It took them time and here they are. 6 world championships with Mercedes. That is astounding. 8 constructors championship. That is massively crazy. I think the job Lewis Hamilton has done with Mercedes is terrific. At the point some people are saying 2020 car is the best F1 car ever. Have you forgotten the 2022 car, Red Bull Racing? That car I think is the best car, even the 2023 car. But leave that to whatever anybody would say. Ferrari's bet will pay off over time because their first part of the bet is paying off. They are making money. They are getting the fans they want and they're also getting to sell the cars they need to sell, making good advert. So for the championship and for the win, it will take time. Hamilton might be there, he might not be there, but I think his impact will be felt. Those changes he might bring to the team will really be felt in Ferrari. So let's leave that to some years to see how his impact is really felt in Ferrari. Another question that was asked was why Lewis Hamilton left Mercedes. I think Lewis Hamilton was off Mercedes from 2021 December in Abu Dhabi, when Mercedes could not fight for him even before the end of the race, after the race, and for a whole 3 months. And he got into the team. 2022, they brought a shitty car, but that shitty car was still the best car Mercedes have brought in this era. It has gained more points than any of the cars they've brought ever in this era. But yet, kept on trying to correct the team, tell them this is the direction they should go, but the team thought they know more. Meanwhile, the team don't know. They've driven the car towards a different direction. They have not even paid the driver. Even George Russell and the new driver presently are struggling. The rear they brought is not working. I can't imagine Mercedes making this mistake after 4 years in this new regulation. They've not gotten themselves. They've not synced themselves into the new regulation. They are struggling. And Lewis Hamilton had to leave because he has lost himself in that team and the team does not really believe in him. So I think that's the best reason why Lewis Hamilton had to leave, and he left and he went into a team that he's just trying to gel into. So it might take time for him to gel into that team. Now another question is, how long does it take for Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton and all those new people they are bringing to gel? To take them time. It's a new team, a new culture, a new place. Most of these people are coming from France, coming from Britain, coming from Switzerland, coming from different parts of the world, going into Italy, learning a new language, learning a new structure, learning a new culture. It will take them time to gel, and I think we should cut them some slack, especially the media that have been criticizing, jumping on everything just to make news. I think they should cut him some slack and give him some time. That team sometime they will get it right. Another question is, can Ferrari really put up a challenge to win the championship? I believe in the next few years, Ferrari should be able to win championship if they keep following the trajectory in which they are going. And I think Lewis Hamilton could could still win. Yeah, with Charles Leclerc, it will be difficult, but if they can make a car that both Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc can drive, I think Lewis Hamilton has the chance of edging Charles Leclerc in that team. Now, what do you think, for me, would be best for Ferrari to finish this season with? I think the best thing for Ferrari to finish this season with is start testing part for next year and start seeing how it will work. Forget about naysayer, forget about what the media is saying, the criticism of Lewis, criticism of Ferrari. They should focus on the job and bring out the best car next year, because the new engine coming in will make a whole lot of difference, and they can bring a lot of learnings they've gone through this year. The cars next year are just going to be slimmer, then with more electronics, I think they should be able to hedge it out if they are properly focused. And I think that is what Ferrari needs and what Lewis Hamilton needs to win, or for Ferrari to dominate next year. Second in the Constructors' Championship is not too bad for them, 2 years in a row. But they can do better. So this is where we wrap this up. I thank you guys for the questions that you've asked, and I thank everybody for being part of our podcast. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye. Peace.